Facebook. How are y'all? Happy Friday. Welcome to Fearless Fridays with Coach Adam, your gifted purpose life coach. Man, y'all, I'm so excited about this event that we have coming. And, we back again. So just, last week we didn't do a Fearless Fridays because I was over it. I was over, having hard conversations with adults that commit to do something, you know? And I was just over it. Y'all was just over it. So we back at it. Forgive my inconsistency, regardless the reason, because that's just sometimes what you face in business. It's just inconsistency, or communicate lack of communication, or whatever um way that you're incompetent. So I hope that this inspires. I'll start posting more events on more videos on my journey to six figures. And it's not about the money; it's about the mindset. Some of the things that you have to overcome to reach your next level in business that I had to grow through. So, I just needed a break last Friday. Just like what ifs. Doing nothing is something. And music, silence is a no. So that's just, that's what we had to do. So, thank y'all for joining. My name is Coach Adam. I'm your gifted purpose life coach. I'm a life coach with the Global Institute for Coaches and Entrepreneurs, aka Jice Loves. And gifted purpose, what does that mean? That means that I help my clients, youth clients, use their gifts so that they live life in purpose, on purpose. But today it's not about me, y'all. This is Fearless Fridays, where we just have conversations and highlight other creatives. I call myself a creative, if you want to define me, made in the image of my creator, therefore I create. But I want to shine light on other incredible creatives like myself, entrepreneurs, musicians, visionaries, people that are creating true value in their community. I call myself a changepreneur. That means I don't just make dollars, I make change. That makes sense. So other people that are in alignment and do the things that I do, that's what we're talking about. So today we're interviewing DJ K Smooth. So I'm gonna bring her up, y'all, with the virtual applause.
I love it. I love it.
Hopefully, could you hear me on your end?
I could.
Okay. So we're just gonna have just conversations, just kind of just talk. So I think we'll start off with telling the people who you are. Who is DJ K Smooth?
Well,
And do
since you
you
call me DJ K Smooth, I'm gonna change my name to my DJ name. I love it.
okay?
Um,
Or
because
what do you want me
DJ
to
K
call you?
Smooth, no. DJ K Smooth don't get a lot of attention, so I'm good with that. So
Okay,
DJ
okay,
K Smooth, here I am.
okay.
Um, so I'm sorry. What was the question? What do you want to know?
Who are you?
Who am I? I am a builder by nature. I am. I love to develop things, take it from one point and and journey it through to the next. I'm a problem solver by nature, is one of my spiritual gifts. I love music and movies, and
Okay.
I'm also a veteran. In a nutshell, that's who I am.
What's your favorite movie?
My favorite movie, I have a ton of them, but
Okay.
the one that lifts my spirits just instantaneously is Sister Act 1 and 2. You can't
Okay.
have one without the other. So
Yeah.
I need the powers to be to come on out with Sister Act 3. I just love it.
Okay. I love that. Would you still cast Lauren Hill and Whoopi Goldberg, or would they be recasted?
I would I would love to have, if I had my say so, I would love for for Lauren and Whoopi to be a part of the production. However,
Mhm.
the storyline would need to match, and since you know uh, Whoopi Goldberg at that time probably in her journey as a nun may have transitioned into a hierarchy. So maybe she's the dean of the school or whatever, and
Uh-huh.
maybe Lauren contemplates maybe taking the role of a nun or finding a way to fit her in to
Uh-huh.
integrate with. the youth of today. I would definitely love to have those two on. Love to see them on in the production.
I love that. I love that. And so you are one of the few people that kind of know me on the community side. You know, we have another venture that we're working on. We'll talk about it. But tell the people how we met. I love to hear like your perception of like how
Oh
we
well,
met, and
awesome. So
then
we're on our 18-month anniversary. We've only known each other for about 18 months, and it's been an instant. Uh, I would say from day one to day, however many days into 18 months. 18 months later,
hmm,
it's just been this uh, constant connection.
yeah,
And we met at Fraser
hmm,
Revitalization. I was there. I was hired to do to teach film. I was teaching a creating a film class with the youth students, and you were there doing what you do with life coaching, and it was just, hey, what's your name? Hey, what's your name? And what do you do? What do you do? And then from there, sparks flew, and we've just had this connection ever since. Is for me, our conversations don't end, and I've told you day one up until now that I'm on board. I am definitely team Adam, team Coach Adam. Love it.
man. You know, and I truly appreciate it. One of the things that you'll hear me talking about more and more, merch coming soon, is Creative Wings, my cartoon that kind of speaks to exactly what I was doing. I think we met. It was around. I remember Black History Month was about to
Yep.
start,
Yep.
and you know, my cartoon is very just urban inspired, very urban inspired, and I was gonna put something together with that, and I appreciate you because you helped me even or helping me, you know, write the script and just getting that launched. And it kind of speaks to, you know, the event that we're doing, and we'll talk about that a little later. You know, because I started off my nonprofit doing entrepreneurship, teaching kids how to use their gifts, take that gift, turn it into a business. And for me, experience is the best teacher, and not just my experience, you know,
Yep.
but the experience of others. I think it's the saying: a smart man learns from his mistakes or experience. A wise man learns from the experience of others. So yeah, I hope it continues to inspire so that we can grow what it is that we're doing and just expand our reach. So, speaking of gifts, so one of your gifts. So, can you is DJing obviously. What are some of your other gifts that you would say that have sustained you in life? Like not just financially, it could be spiritually, mentally, physically. Like, what are some other gifts that you have that have sustained you?
I have I have a lot of gifts, and the one that one most recently that I discovered that I have and didn't realize I had it is faith. I have
Mm,
the gift of faith. Faith is actually a spiritual gift. To
spiritual
have
gift.
it beyond the size of a mustard seed, to have that big mama faith, like big mama just know, these bills gonna get paid. I know it. And you looking at big mama like, well, we ain't got no money. I yeah, I I have God has given me that gift of having that type of faith, and it's not easy.
Yeah,
It is definitely a journey within itself to have strong faith and to believe in something that no one else can even they can't even wrap their mind around what the vision that God has given you.
yeah, yeah. Like that's what I focus on every day, because it's a choice. We can choose to live in fear and despair, or hope and faith. And I think that that's just a choice. If you believe that God put you here for a reason, and God did, whoever's listening, God did put you here for a reason, you do have a gift that will add value to the people that you choose to give it to. It's a saying we have in AA. It's the only way to keep it is to give it away. So
Mm.
I just I love that, and I stay hopeful, and people like yourself, my team, they keep me in hope and faith. Like I love it. So speaking of like, what have been, some of your challenges, would you say, or barriers being a DJ, being a female DJ, in a predominantly male-driven,
Male dominated, yeah, absolutely.
male-dominated
Yeah,
force? Like, how has
young
that?
male dominated. Because I am 52. And I didn't start DJing in 52. I started DJing in my 40s, but
Okay.
actually, I would think I was age 40 when I went into business, as I was.
Hmm.
The year I turned 40 that year when I went to business to become a DJ.
Hmm.
However, the challenges are constantly feeling like you have to prove yourself, because I don't feel like I need to prove anything on the ones and twos. You
Hmm.
know, the fact that I knew how to plug it in should be enough that I know what I'm doing.
Not an easy
And
thing.
right. So people are constantly challenging my knowledge about being a DJ and being a woman, and
Hmm.
then also being an older woman
Hmm.
still DJing.
Hmm.
Uh, and this is not something that I started doing in my youth. I've always had a love for music. I've even played the piano, but I didn't dive into DJing until I was 40.
Okay. Well, and then how do you navigate those, or what are those challenges that you have, and then how do you navigate them? How do you overcome
I had to fall in love with I had to fall in love with being known as the underdog.
them?
I'm okay with being the under. As a matter of fact, I prefer, you know what, discount me. I love it. It's because that way, whatever your standards are for me,
Mm-hmm.
I'm I feel like God is going to allow me to exceed those standards that you have for me, not necessarily
Exactly.
what what I have for myself. So I show up. I used to have a fear with DJing when I
Mm-hmm.
first started because I did not meet the demographics and I didn't think I would be accepted, but I learned how to pray. So I pray before I DJ. I still pray before I DJ. And I will always ask God to show up in me and use me as a vessel, because it's more to it than putting the playlist together, mounting the equipment, turning everything on, clarity of sound. It's
Mm-hmm.
that mental focus that goes into controlling the vibe in the room.
Yeah,
How do you want the people to feel? Do you want them leaving your presence feeling on an up or feeling on a low? And I don't ever want to be the one that makes someone feel worse than what they felt before they came into the environment while I was DJing.
that makes sense. That makes sense. And I love to speak to just, feeling like you have to prove yourself. Like I remember them days where, just walking into the room and shrinking myself, or just not feeling worthy. Or I love that you said, how I look at it is God predetermine my steps, whether you see it for me or not. The only person that can stop me is me. And God said I'm worthy. God said I'm
Hmm.
worthy, so I really don't need to prove myself. And I had this conversation with some people that I wanted to onboard for my marketing and consulting, and I'm just like, and even with some schools, like I'm just not in the. I've been doing this for years, especially people that know me. I'm just not in the season of proving myself. Like I'm in the season of letting the fruit that I bear speak for itself. And because I have some big things popping, I got to. I just let me remain humble, and that'd be my biggest thing because I be wanting to pop. I be wanting to pop
You
out.
want to pop your collar?
I want to pop my. I just be wanting to be
You want to pop the collar? But
like.
you know what?
But
It's funny. As
I'm.
as as the elders in my life would say, these two words, keep living, and it kind of sums up a lot of things.
Mhm.
It's funny how those same situations will come back around, and you would have been on the other side of what, people would have seen you starting out and the struggle and the journey and discount you the whole way. But then once you get on
Mhm.
the other side,
Yeah.
they become some of your biggest cheerleaders.
Yeah.
They beat you telling you. And
Yeah.
it's like, well, wait a minute. When
Right.
I started this thing,
Where you was at?
you
Where,
was
where you
you was making me the
was
worst thing in
at?
America. What?
I love it. I love it. So, and then speaking to that, because like once that vision is clear, Bible say, write the vision, make it plain. Once the vision is clear, it's just no one else can detour you. And if you add in value, speaking to edify, uplifting people, it's just there's no way that it's not going to work if you keep pushing your resilient. So if you could go back and tell your 8-year-old self something, what advice would you give your 8-year-old self?
Keep going. Don't give up. It gets better with time. And it's those words sound so cliche, but 8 years at 8 years of age is when I came to know God for Kim. And I had an understanding at that level of
Mhm,
who he was in my life. So I've
mhm,
always had a connection with God. And because I've had that connection with God, my life starting out, not my family, more along friends and those who didn't understand spirituality and religion and all of that, because we were young.
mhm,
I was always the most popular, unpopular, awkward kid in school. I
mhm,
wasn't really a bohemian kind of girl. I was just that weird chick. Oh, that's that girl. And so I didn't fit in. I never fit in. I
mhm,
never. I still don't fit in with my peers that I grew up with from elementary through. Um, I say that now. I take that back because life has happened. We have some similarities, but
mhm,
then I did not fit in because I was just that much different. So it was awkward and uncomfortable for me to be in the skin that I was in
mhm.
from 8 to 18. When I graduated at 17, from 8 to 17, it wasn't until I became an adult to really understand
Mhm.
why God did what he did and why our relationship started so early.
Yeah. I could definitely relate because we moved around a lot. Like my mother and I, we stayed in, all the shelters in Dallas, Life, Salvation Army, projects, all the things. And so we would just move around a lot until, we got stable in about the 2000s. And I just shared that experience. I did not fit in. Like I was from the hood, from Highland Hills. My grandmother was an educator, and we were the only people in our community on our street that won. It was only about 3 houses that decorated for Christmas. My grandmother did
Wow.
the most. When I tell you, you could see our house from all the way down the street, we'd be like, Granny, like it's enough lights. It's enough,
We
Granny.
need one more strand.
And then all we could do is say yes, ma'am, and do it. So, and she always kept a Benz. We had her piece was her yard. So she had a pond in the backyard. We had koi fish, goldfish. Mind y'all, we in Highland Hills. If you don't know Highland Hills, for people on YouTube or LinkedIn, it's the hood. And those were just the things that she enjoyed. And all my friends all of them had been to prison, to jail, and they just knew that they called me AB in Highland Hills. That wasn't my life. Like they kept
Mm,
me from joining any of the gangs. You know what I'm saying? They kept me from just that life. They just felt like because of how just who my people was, that the life would be different for me. And I just encouraged them to just I'm not any different from y'all. I kept them a part of all of the things that I did. I love my friends. That's why I have so many friends that have, I would say, questionable backgrounds. But I believe in redemption. I believe in forgiveness. I believe that, you can always turn your life around. And I just never judged, but I definitely didn't fit in. Even in high school, just finding myself, finding my identity, hanging around all the girls. People tried to bully me, but I went to
wow.
high school in Duncanville. So shout out to having our 20-year reunion, Duncanville High School, because my parents didn't want me to go to Wilma Hutchins. That's the school district in Highland Hills. They wanted me to have the best education that they could provide. So that was me using my aunt's address to go to a different school, and that's what I did. And I just got bullied. I got bullied, but I was a fighter, so like it didn't last long. And then they would talk they would talk about me behind my back because I don't play that. I'm very nice and kind, but I just it's always been a fight. I just was mad. So,
Well,
but
it's funny you mentioned that. I was a bully in elementary school, elementary, and I stopped fighting freshman year in high school. That was my last fight.
mm, well,
But I wouldn't only fought boys. I didn't fight girls.
okay, okay,
Well, my grew up around boy cousins, so I was a
hmm
tomboy. Because when you hang out with your family,
yeah,
the girl cousin, the one girl cousin was in Houston, and the other girl cousin wasn't around as often as the boy cousin. So you go to grandpa's house, it's me and the boys. So we
okay,
climbing trees, throwing footballs. But I'm doing what the boys do. I don't,
okay.
you're kids. You don't know any better.
Right.
So I didn't fight. I would tell, I'm not gonna fight you because I think I'll hurt you.
Yeah. I think for me, it was more so as I became an adult and came into life coaching and therapy, just healing the hurt child, like not having a father, that abandonment, that need for acceptance. That's why I was, out here trying to prove myself to people who didn't really mess with me anyway, people pleasing. So as I became like, this is just in the last like 4 to 5 years. But before that, probably in 2009, when I started doing club promotions, I started doing martial arts, and it was just my at first it was my way to like compensate and feel like one of the guys. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Like I remember working at Frito Lay, and it seemed that most straight men all they talk about is women in sports. So I was like,
Mhm.
how am I gonna relate to them? I was like, well, women is not an option, so I guess I had to watch some football. So just trying to talk and be a part of the conversation. But yeah, I think like when I got into martial arts after I got out of the I'm strong, I can fight. After I got out of that and understood the spiritual practice, we did kung fu. So we learned like kung fu panda, all the stuff that you hear them make fun of, the crane, the bird. We learned from God and nature. So it just really just connected me. Even now to this day, I still keep up with my seafood, my teacher, and I still practice, and I only go to the gym with that in mind. So yeah, but moving on to some other things that you do. So I know you're a part of What's Up Net or What's Up Radio, and you have a radio station. Can you talk to the people just a little bit about what is the radio station, what can people expect, and how can they find it?
Absolutely. I appreciate you for bringing that up. Thank you. So, What's Up Radio is powered by What's Up Production. So, What's Up Productions is the production company, and What's Up Radio is my online radio station. I call it the audio side of the business. And from What's Up Radio, I I'm building the platform to uh, become positive media that deals with everyday life. So it's a combination of radio shows, music, as well as podcasts. And so it's 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 out there. It's not as robust as I would have it to be because God wants me to be intentional about what sits on the air. And he's the one that gave me the vision and the green light to launch the radio station. I've been studying this particular platform and the idea of it. I've been toying with it for almost 10 years. And then finally, December 2nd of this year, I think you said it was your birthday,
Mhm.
would be my 1 year anniversary of the radio station.
Oh, wow.
And it's been it's been a great journey building it.
Mhm.
So it's in its very infant stages. It is breathing, it's alive, it's playing the same old songs at certain points and times of day, but that's with intention because I do have some really good podcasts, some really good content, some really good things that are in the works. And I need to allow the space and time for the people that's that's creating this content to create the content.
Mm.
I don't I um it's so intentional that um, if it if God gives me that sensation of they don't sound right, we're not putting it out there,
Mhm.
kind of thing.
Mhm.
It's because I don't because it is a global platform.
Mhm.
I don't know at once this thing is built from infant stages into the toddler phase where it's
Mhm.
walking, um, I don't know who's going to hear what. And
Mhm.
the whole goal is not to is not to win souls for Christ like a church thing, but
Mhm.
if it does, great.
Mhm.
It is designed to help you have healthy relationships,
Mhm.
period. Whether it's a God relationship,
Mhm.
relationship with siblings and other family members, relationships, intimate relationships, it's designed to discuss and understand, and for you, the audience, to have healthy relationships and have a little bit of fun, listen to music in the process. So it's not heavy in a sense where it's trying to transform you in a churchy way,
Mhm.
but there are some principles that
Mhm.
spirituality, regardless of your belief system,
Mhm.
do have that are really good principles that
Mhm.
I think that we should listen to. What works for you, and
Mhm.
if it doesn't, it doesn't. But at the end of the day, having those healthy relationships through conversations,
Mhm.
interactions, and connections is what is the goal. And in what I've researched and all of the footage I've seen online and the different things that are out there, is not a lot in that particular lane
Mhm.
when it comes to what I'm building, um, because it's either all one way or all the other way.
I love that because in on the life coaching side, that is something that that guides our behavior is our core values and our principles. And someone who grew up in church, I grew up Pentecostal. I don't know if people know the difference of like Pentecostal and Baptist. Pentecostal is more
Oh, I
strict,
do.
almost more.
Pentecostal is still at Pentecostal is still at church.
It's still at hello. Monday,
They
Wednesday,
still
Friday,
praise it.
Sunday, Saturday is some event, Jesus. Like it's at church all the time. Long
I
hair,
love it.
earrings, dresses, none of that is just appropriate in that space. And
Absolutely. Yeah,
it's
I
very,
love
very
it.
strict religion. But coming out of it, like I get it, in some of those principles, even though, I'm a sinner, some of those principles are they still guide me. They still, I'm still guided by the most high, I believe. And my job is to just not from a churchy standpoint, but just understanding who I serve. And just we light workers, we want to do good, we want to uplift people in a positive way. Like you said earlier, I never want someone to leave me feeling worse than they did when they experienced me. So that's something that I
Absolutely.
constantly work on. Like you told me something that truly convicted my spirit. It was like you said, sometimes you could be a little nice nasty. And in those times where either I haven't prayed, or I'm not in alignment with my core values, or just I'm disappointed in people,
Mm,
still hold people accountable. And but like I think what I tend to do is merge things together. So if it's a hard conversation that needs to be had, then have that hard conversation. If it's flowers that I'm giving, keep it all flowers. So I love that. And I love being around people that hold you accountable, because that's a hard thing to do, is look at yourself in the mirror and say, you know what, I could work on that. I could work on that. So
before you go to your next point, you want a secret? You want a tip to help you
yes,
deal with
yes, please.
disappointment in people?
Uh-huh.
And it's so easy and so hard to do it at the same time.
Hmm.
You have to remove expectations
Yeah.
of people.
Yeah.
You cannot, like, even if they were consistent at being who they are, everybody's going to have that off day or off moment for
Mhm.
whatever that reason is, grief, whatever.
Mhm.
Um, and you have to, and it's something that I practice, and it's something that I still have to reel it in for me, because I do practice it. is I cannot expect my children at this level when 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 they're within themselves,
Right.
they're still trying to figure it out at this level.
Hmm.
Well, how dare I? Who are you? Who died and made me Jesus Christ?
Right.
Nobody.
Hmm.
So once I've realized in my parenting and in other relationships the effectiveness of removing expectations and practicing free will,
Hmm.
like, if that's exactly what you want to do, I'm going to support you on that decision.
Hmm.
I've people don't surprise me, and then it's relieved, it's removed that stress of and that sensation of the negative energy that disappointment does back onto you.
Right, right, right. And then I normally will say like, cause I'm a person who I'm gonna say something, so I try to like work on that because sometimes it can come out in truth, and it's just what's the is it think before you speak? Is it thoughtful? Is it helpful? Is it important? Is it kind? Is it necessary? So sometimes that's one thing I definitely work on, and then the thing that helps me the most with that is just understanding, like you said, if I'm on this level and someone else is not at the emotional intelligence level, whatever the level, not to say that anybody's better than
One is
anybody.
embedded, right?
We can all learn and grow from everybody. I'll forever be a teacher and a student. But one, not expecting that. Now, I can, if you say that you're going to commit to something, I do depend on you to do what you say you're going to do. And if you can't communicate that you can't, but also there was a time where I was here at this level, and I didn't always show up as my best self at that level, or I did some messed up stuff. So I had to give them grace because somebody at some point for me to get here gave me grace.
Hmm.
And I can't have an expectation for you that I don't have for myself. So I remember when I was there, and I'm gonna hold you accountable to level up, to elevate. And I think I hope that's what we do, for each other. So my next and then you talked about, so what are some of the conversations that you have like on the podcast side? What are some things that you talk about?
Well, with my radio show, uh, I've only got 3 episodes in,
Mm-hmm.
but it started out with talking about friendship breakups. Then it rolled into good weather friends versus bad weather friends, and understanding the two and how they apply for your life.
Mm-hmm.
And then for the month of February, I was supposed to talk about the love chapter, really break it down. Well, that's where the journey of life really kicked in, and God allowed me to do Love is Patient, which right now is, um, I think it's my favorite episode because I started to learn. So this is so funny. It's not funny to watch me, but it's funny to me because I'm doing the radio show, and it's right now it's audio only, but I'm also producing the radio show. So
Okay.
you're gonna from the first to the third, I hear my mistakes. Oh, I should have started the song sooner, or I should have did this. So I giggle with myself, but I understand why God had me to stop, because it's forced me to go back and listen, because these shows are re-airing right now,
Mhm.
and
Okay.
I'm listening to my mistakes. I'm listening
Mhm.
to, I should have paused here, or I need to slow my speech down. God is like, okay, you're excited, but I need you to understand what you're putting out there is
Mhm.
quality work, and I need for it to be at its best quality for the moment. So
Yeah.
so that's one thing. So the love series is coming back very soon. And
Mhm.
then I can't wait for this. It's called Outside In. This podcast is developing right now. 3 ladies, African American women. 2 are from the islands, from different portion of the islands. One is
Yeah.
Haitian, one is Jamaican, and then one is African American woman. But they're going to talk about their lives of being Black women in America, the
Oh, wow.
struggles that we face, and can we really have it all? And why does it seem like it's hard for us to have
Mhm.
this, to have life and have it more abundantly as God has promised to us in His Word? But then, you know, it goes back to these relationships and how expectations and
Mhm.
being discounted and all the things that Black women endure. So these three women are going to come together, and they're creating their podcast. Then I have uh, a young man that's doing Mindfulness Mondays, and it's a
Okay.
30-minute segment where he's going to give us with flair. So not the clinical breakdown of depression and da 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 da. No, like his first or his second episode is about gaslighting. I can't wait for the audience to hear. Yeah,
Okay.
so I mean, he really goes in and breaks down what gaslighting is and gives you some different scenarios and he really does a great job at bringing some things to your mind about your life, and so I can't wait for I'm waiting for him to finish up his season so I can put it out there. We have a community segment. It's called Unity Community, and that segment is exactly what it sounds like. Unity in the community, talking about all things related to the community and how to get involved, what it looks like to get involved, why we don't get involved, and what's going on in the community. And so Unity Community is there. What's up next? And which brings us to why we're on the part of the reason why we're talking today.
Mm-hmm.
What's up next is my version of a tiny desk, or Nucci's front porch is another one that I fell in love with,
Mm-hmm.
and is designed for uh, not to discredit anyone's talent,
Mm-hmm.
but it's designed for the unnamed and unknown artist,
Mm-hmm.
and give them an opportunity to showcase their talent in a viewing in a listening and viewing audience,
Mm-hmm.
um, so that they not only does it build and add to their resume and also gives them that experience, but it also shines, it helps put that spotlight on them for them to really be their most authentic self creatively. And so I'm What's Up Productions was designed and built, the vision behind it is to be for the underdogs, the unnamed, the ones that you go, oh, I didn't even know this person, not necessarily like a Tyler Perry, but hey, he did put out
Mm-hmm.
he's putting out pretty really good product, and he's kind of laid out a platform, or or a recipe that's
Mm-hmm.
working. We wouldn't know the man's. Now I knew that they started in Fort Worth with Kurt Franklin because I'm a Kurt Franklin
Mm-hmm.
fanatic, um, but you wouldn't know Browns and the Pains and all the other things without knowing the he spent time looking for people who are not well known, and now we know that they're household names,
Yeah,
and so if he can do that,
we can.
I want to be able to do that with my platforms, with my God-given talents, and with the vision that God has given me, because I feel like we all there's enough it's enough room for all of us to create and express our art, and share it.
Yeah.
I really feel that way.
Yeah, I love that. And that leads me into our next topic, which is the creators group, because we are definitely in alignment, So what I've done intentionally since we've come together the second time when we had a residency at Miznon in Deep Ellum, my intention was to create a group of collectives, like create a team, build a team, and more intentionally, on a smaller scale, because just getting people to work together, getting our people to work together, we have whatever barriers, and so I was like, okay, since this is my cross to bear, how can I do this in a way that's like very intentional to the point where, you know probably in the next year or so we'll be giving reports on taxes, because everybody in the group gonna be
Right.
making money. We need to show the politicians this is how we do this, to improve the social economics of our community. But so speaking to the creators group, so you've joined the creators group. I'm the visionary of it, so I know people have heard me talk about it, and I haven't put out really the people that are a part of it. Just because of content is over here, we planning this event over here, but I'm still doing the work in real life, putting it together, not just talking about it. I ain't doing no panels about it. How can we? No, we just gonna do it and figure it out. So in your own words, can you tell the people what is the creators group?
The creators group is is very unique because it speaks to a sense of community and agency. You and I talked about being awkward in our youth.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's I'm assured that's why God has us connected the way that He does, right? Because we can identify that with one another. But in this group, we fit in. You know,
Yeah.
it feels good. I put my t-shirt on, got my jacket going. So, ooh, I fit in. It's amazing. It's amazing to talk to other people that get you.
Yeah.
Be like,
That look
oh,
totally different from you though. Like we fit in, but we all unique.
right, exactly, exactly. But that's the beauty of it. We bring. It's like everybody's bringing their God-given talents and putting it on the table and say, okay, let's build this. All right, you got this part, you got that part. Everybody has their part, and that's what it talks about in the Bible about having spiritual gifts and the talents. One may have this, one may have that, but it's going to take all of us, that collaborative effort, to come together to make this one thing happen and make it powerful.
Yeah.
So that's that's my attraction to the group. What the group is about is showcasing that, building it, showcasing it, as well as creating an environment where other awkward people, if you are not, whatever, can come can come and feel comfortable in their own skin in their own creative way.
Yeah.
That's and network, and be able to network, support one another, and grow from there,
Mhm.
having these healthy conversations.
Yeah. I love it. So that's exactly what I intentionally wanted to create. Just I feel like when I started my nonprofit teaching, it was called Be a Boss, building our self sufficiency, building our self sustainability. That was my acronym for boss. And doing, there were some great people that helped me just be put in position. But it was because they weren't judgmental. It was because they accepted me for me, and they had just, I feel, very strong biblical principles and core values. And the difference I felt like, because I started off as a hybrid in Dallas and Houston, and the difference of people that do business in Houston was just so refreshing. Like, just,
Mhm.
I don't have to be a part of the clique. I don't have to have thousands of followers. I don't have to have a lot of money. I don't have to be. It was just like, oh, you got a dream, well, let's help you. Let's help you put this together. Let me give you some experience. Let me give you some influence. Let me give you some support. And I was just really able to, just do great things. And since things have changed, people have passed, and I feel like when I used to work at Frito Lay in the warehouse, they would always say, if you see a piece of paper on the ground, do not pass it up, pick it up. Don't wait for somebody else to come by and pick the piece of trash up. You the one that see it, pick it up. So I felt like it was an issue that I saw, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna pick this up. I'm gonna pick this up and I'm gonna solve this issue, and create a space where people can just truly come together. My only thing is add your value. The biggest thing I think with the what did you call us, weirdo? That's what I
Or
call it.
awkward.
The awkward people. Okay, now, I think the biggest thing with the awkward people is what I say, and it's people in the group. We tend to put ourselves last, and we tend to help others and not really put our things out there. So that's one of the things that I just encourage because we have a networking event, then we have a group, then we have a group of leaders. So we looking for the 2%, how you think, and how you
That's because
operate.
we're givers.
We're givers. So it's like, okay, I feel that, creating that space where you can just feel comfortable, you can feel accepted, but also you can feel challenged to say, you have support here. You have support here to put that thing that God wants you to put out, or that you feel like this is the thing that I was meant to do. I was born to do this. You know what I'm saying? But with life bills or kids or no support, no help, social media following, whatever barrier, I believe that you have everything that you need to do it. You just may need a community of people. So if you in alignment, that was the mission. So it's great to hear how other people perceive it, because as we're working on this proposal, it's like, am I communicating the mission? Well, let me ask the people know. So like the people that's in it, like, we got the outside group of people, then we got the people that's
Right.
in it that we communicate. So I love it. So talk to us about your contribution to the creators group.
My contribution to the creators group, I'm part of the vendors. So hey, shout out if you want to be a vendor, hit us up. We're looking for you to come and be a part of the events. Um, but what's up next? Bringing that concept in, DJing in between or whatever that looks like, and um, finding ways to creative ways to market and incentivize our people, to come and be a part of
Yeah.
the event and the group, and to just exist, just be in the room, be in the meetings, having the conversations, and allowing this journey to help me. Now, I want to publicly thank you because you did something you didn't realize you did. When you asked me to DJ at Ms. Nuns, you took
Mhm.
me out of my comfort zone,
Okay.
because I do DJ, and I DJ at the drop of a hat, no problem. But I had just started that radio station, and I didn't know how to go live on the air while I'm DJing. And so Ms. Num was like was my opportunity to make the mistakes
Hmm.
and say, oh, this button didn't work this time.
Yeah.
Let me go back and research. Let me try it this way. It's one thing when you do it in the studio.
Hmm.
It's a whole different vibe when you're out live in front of people. And that's what most DJs need to make sure what they're
Hmm.
doing works.
Yeah.
And so um, that I accepted the challenge, scared. I was so scared to do it. You didn't know. I was like, oh, there was days I ain't going. I ain't going. I don't know what I'm doing.
I love it. I love it.
But but I accepted the challenge, and you made it comfortable and easy for me to to do it without judgment, and without the stress of, well, how come you ain't, you didn't treat me like that. So I was like, okay, my awkwardness works here. Okay, I can be awkward. And so okay, now that I can be awkward, I can focus on doing the work. So
Mhm.
since Ms. None to now, I've been able to go live periodically when I DJ, and I've gotten it down to a click click snap, we're on the air kind of thing, and I learned a lot
Yeah.
about streaming uh, in that format, with music, and carrying the audience that's basically listening in your phone on the website, and the live audience, which is two different audiences, but you got to know how to cater to both.
Right.
And so I've learned how to do that. And so uh, with this with this opportunity, it's gonna force me to take it to the next level, because now here's what's up next. Now,
Yeah.
you've been talking about it. It's
Yeah.
in my studio. I got the sign up. I got,
Got everything you
I
need.
talk. People come by the studio. Oh, this is my version of Tiny Desk. And one day I'm gonna do this, that, and the third. And by golly, here comes Adam. We're doing this, and I want you to do. I was like, whoa!
I
And
love
hear the nerves inside of me going like, oh my God, I've been talking about this thing, and
it.
now I actually got to do it.
Yeah. Mhm. Yeah.
How is this going to happen? but
Faith and
because
hope
with right,
and the
but
works. Faith
right,
plus works.
but right. So, but because it's with you and other creatives that we share in our awkwardness, it's I'm comfortable with making the mistakes. If there's a mistake made, I'm comfortable and I know how to recover from that. I'm comfortable to move forward with what's up next and develop it and really step into that journey some more and allow it to do what it become what it's supposed to become.
Hmm. I love it. So, and speaking of, I know people are talking like event. We keep talking about this event, so let's talk about it. We'll set the tone. So we're having this, event in Deep Ellum, Saturday, October the 11th at Life in Deep Ellum. It's called Blackout Saturdays. It'll be every second Saturday of the month. And then you guys will see more events at different locations coming soon. We're just doing a lot more things. We're showcasing Dandy, our celebrity painter. Catch our flyers. I think it's Dandy Uploads. She's done a lot of work with a lot of celebrities. So there'll be some celebrities coming here to pick up their paintings. Air Sky, one of the partners from the last live Gutter Game Music, is gonna do a special performance. And it's a networking event. Like, if people that know me know that I am hella intentional. And so come with the mind, one, to showcase and celebrate other creatives. There
Absolutely.
will be vendors there. So come to support, come to bless some people and pour into some people. So come with your pocketbooks full, and just show love and support people. And be intentional about networking. Be intentional about, you have that thing that you need to put it out. And if you can't,
Absolutely.
identify for yourself, what do I need to put it out? And if it's a creative barrier, we got you here, I'm sure. I'm sure if it's something creative, we got you here. And for those that align with the mission, that are heart centered and willing to do the work and add value. We have some other things that we're offering. Like, we're about to start doing some things to help people create money. Like,
Absolutely.
that's I feel like, if people didn't know, I'm the salesman, I'm the money guy. People hate when I talk money. People hate when I talk, this is how much my services cost. It's kind of like, the soldier. People hate the soldier until the enemy at the door. People hate the
Mm,
salesman until he making you a lot of money. Okay. So,
hmm.
and I know that that's a big barrier in our community, is just having the funds to do things, go to the next level. And in business, money solves most most money solves most problems. Like,
Money and resources.
money and resources.
Sometimes it's that social capital that
Yeah.
helps you move it along to get it to the money in order to continue the mission. But I hear you.
Yes, yes. So we have some great things for the people, because I don't want to convince people to be a part of the tribe, because it's not about the money, it is about the mindset. But just to
Absolutely.
make sure, like, I have a mission for everybody that's on the team. In order for you to start paying taxes, you need to make $10,000 at least. So my goal for everybody, for me personally, my personal goal is to make sure I contribute to your $10,000 so that you can pay your taxes, so I can report it, so we can grow it. So yeah, I
Absolutely.
got a lot of people, a lot of $10,000 to make. So, we're gonna offer more opportunities for, the inside the group. We have the networking mixer, Blackout Saturdays, for those that want to join. It's a real easy process. Just be who you say you are, do what you say you're gonna do, and if you can't, communicate. And then the leaders, the people that are contributing their time, their money, into it, making an investment. Of course, you get a return on your investment. So it's just a whole thing, and we really out here doing it. So now I feel like I can talk about it. So that's the event, and it's not just an event, it's a mission. So I don't want to convince people to join the mission, but I do want to convince people to come to the event.
Absolutely.
Start on the ground level of, just get to know us, just get to vibe with us. If you are a weirdo, or if you are awkward, this is the space for you. Even if you're not, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Absolutely.
even like, it's gonna be such a diverse group of people. Like,
Yes.
it's gonna be such
Yes.
a diverse group of people on all levels, because my objective for this event specifically of how we network. Because there's all kind of networking events over the in the city. I done been to most of them because I'm outside. I'm in sales and marketing. And one, I feel like the facilitators aren't always intentional, getting other people, strangers, to connect. So we're gonna be intentional in that way, getting you to connect with a stranger, giving away some great prizes. Can't wait to talk about it at the event. You got to be at the event. We ain't gonna talk. We
Absolutely.
ain't convincing nobody of nothing over here. If you feel the vibe, if you feel the love, because it's real
Absolutely.
love. It's that Mary J. Blige or that agape love. If you can
Absolutely.
feel it, come. If not, we'll work on it. We'll work on
Absolutely.
making you feel it.
Absolutely.
So yeah, we're looking forward to people joining and being a part of it. Um, and let me see, I kind of got join and be a part. So yeah, so um, we'll have. I think I was talking about more of the event. So we'll have more artists there. Um, more of our youth artists. We're doing something really, really special, showcasing the work that we're doing in schools. I can't wait to share that out when it happens. But one of the youth that we met when I was doing life coaching at Bowie High School in Arlington. Just going through, some things like just, one of the students got shot at Bowie High School on campus, one of his friends. And, his mother didn't want him to make music because, that's just a dangerous lifestyle. And I know the need of the people, like being a life coach, you know, the thing that influences our kids the most is
Uh-huh.
music and media.
Yes.
So what I told myself is, oh, you just don't have to be a star. Oh, I want to have a big name. And when I'm done, anybody know that reference? Put it in the chat if y'all know where that came from. So I was just like, okay, you got to get out here and you have to work with people that are influencing our kids because I have to deprogram, reprogram,
Yeah.
reteach, re-educate from the things that they're influenced by. So if I could have people that help me be the voice that uplifts people, that encourages our people. That's what we're working on next from the music perspective. So I'm just looking forward to it, and we just have some really big partners. I had to ask God. I had to stop asking God why me, and just be obedient.
Hmm.
So looking forward to you guys showing up. So because this is Fearless Fridays. So what does being fearless in business look like for you?
Creating a multi-million in hopes of becoming a billion corporation with no mentorship, no guidance, and literally waking up every day,
Mhm,
building the machine, the systems in place to make it work,
mhm.
and having the vision that God gives you and knowing that it's going to work, which requires a whole lot of faith,
Yeah.
lots of it.
Yes, yes, yes. And I definitely will be a part of that. Like I'm going to start releasing my content about my journey to six figures to seven figures. I'm working on the company that I'm working for now, making them a seven-figure company again because we've had some challenges with this administration.
Yeah,
But making this company seven figures and developing my six figures, and I just truly feel like the more transparent I am, and I just know that the gift is the gift God gave you. That's where it's at. And then if I could do it, you could do it. And we would definitely be on this journey together of six figures,
absolutely.
whatever I could do to help. When I say we got some things coming down the pipeline for the creek, we'll talk about it in our personal group tomorrow.
Absolutely.
It's not for everybody. You got to join. You got to come make a commitment to being a
Absolutely.
changepreneur. Make a commitment to not just making dollars, make change. Does that make sense? 'Cause we need
Absolutely.
change in our community. We need that for real. So yeah, but we are looking forward to that. So as we close out, anything that you want to tell the people that you have coming up next, anything that you want to let people know, how can they follow you? How can they get involved in contact with you?
The best way to follow me is at whatsupproductions.com. That's the website. I didn't mention it earlier. If you want to check out the radio station and follow the journey and chime in from time to time. The radio's on 24/7
And can you
on the
spell what's
website.
up just in case people,
Absolutely. What's up? WZUP Productions with an S .com, and you'll see my face with the sitting there with the shirt on. It says "Listen and Learn." You click on that, and you'll see where to access the radio show, or not the radio show, but the radio station. I forgot to mention my brother's show. He does every morning at 6 o'clock. He's called the Sports Preacher Show. He's my first and only syndicated show. So his show is piped in from another radio station Monday through Friday. So I do love that. We're both in media and we're staying connected that way. But that's the best way to find me, to follow me. I am on all the socials at What's Up Productions. But right now, my focus is on building that radio station and making it be what God has is using me for it to become.
I love it. I love it. And you can follow us, at on Instagram, because I have to focus on one thing at a time sometimes because I have so many things going, and thank God for my superpower of ADHD, child. So I can
Me
do
too.
multiple.
Me too. That is my superpower.
I can't do one thing at a time. It'll
Me
drive me
neither.
nuts if I just got to
That
do one
no,
thing. It drive
look,
me
that drives me crazy.
I have to do multiple things, so it's a gift and a curse. Nah, I would say
Right.
it's more of a gift. But so yeah, you can follow us on Instagram at the underscore creators underscore group, and the is spelled THA because we black like this, not like this. So just follow us on Instagram, and you guys can keep updated on some of our events. We are definitely going to expand. By this time next year, we'll be in Dallas and Houston, doing events and just adding value. So yeah, that's it, you guys. I am Coach Adam, your gifted purpose life coach. Thank y'all for tuning in to Fearless Fridays. I promise I'm gonna work on my consistency, progression over perfection. Don't judge me, and I won't judge you. Create great daily. All right, and we out.
See you soon.
See you soon.